Brian Humphreys throwing to Tony Martin, one of the fastest in the league, 43 yards for the score. San Diego wins it 17-13. Take it back upstairs to Pat Summerall.
All right, JB. Surprise to almost everybody. San Diego beating Pittsburgh. Here's Young back to throw. Going deep. Rice.
Oh, the official, they talked him into it. Yeah, that was a late one. That one didn't come and didn't come and didn't come, and finally they threw it out of there.
Larry Brown was covering Rice.
And the 49ers, if they were going to pick a guy they were going to work on deep, it was going to be Larry Brown. But that official didn't pull that one out right away.
Interference. Defense number 24. First down.
Well, let's look.
And then here's Larry Brown here. You see him out there on Jerry Rice. He gets a little bump there. Rice is looking for the ball. He had that left arm in there, but I think you have to let him do that. If you don't let a guy have a little bump or a little contact, they cannot play football. You saw what Deion Sanders did on Michael Irvin. You have to let defensive backs have a little contact to play.
The 49ers dig out of a hole. First and 10 at the Dallas 45. Young will throw it again, going for more. Incomplete, intended for John Taylor.
Boy, are they working on Charles Haley over there. Steve Wallace is really fired up. You're going to see Steve Wallace here. Here's Charles Haley. Charles Haley has been quiet today. Wallace is going to get some help. You see they come and they try and cut him. Then Jesse Sapolo comes out on him. Someone may rush Steve Young today, but the 49ers are saying it's not going to be number 94.
The ex-49er, Charles Haley, looking for his 5th Super Bowl ring. Steve Wallace's wife gave birth last night. Congratulations to him and to her. This is Ricky Waters. Into the muddy spot and past the markers.
Well, did Ricky Waters get into that hole quickly? Charles Haley, watch Haley. He's going to come, boom, he's going to come flying down here. And if Ricky Waters doesn't get to that hole quickly and get through it, look at that. I mean, he beat Haley by a step in there. That's why a running back, you have to get into, through, and hold through the hole quickly, or that guy from the outside who's flattening down is going to catch you.
And they double Leon Lett right out of the hole.
Yeah, and in this mud, if you don't have real long cleats on, where that can be like you're on ice.
Yeah, they're right in a muddy spot right here. This is Waters. Stopped by Robert Jones. Maybe a yard.
This is the thing, you know, all the players are wearing longer cleats in this game. The longest cleat that they have is 3/4 inch.
Right.
Remember, they used to have 1-inch cleats. Cowboys were trying to get some 1-inch cleats yesterday. In fact, their owner, Jerry Jones, was calling all over, and they couldn't find any.
It's a really muddy spot where they are right now.
Oh, yeah.
They're revolving or rotating 7 footballs in an effort to keep the ball in shape.
And our reporter down in the field, Matt Millen, told us that there's 7 balls being rotated and that they're keeping them dry.
Young fakes, gets around Haley. Young cut down by Brown.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, that's where they hurt him before. But see, now Haley is up here and he's going to come. Young is going to bootleg around him, but they're giving someone else the responsibility to come up outside. You see Haley coming here, right there. See, he's the outside guy. In fact, it was Leon Lett was the outside guy. And then they get outside of him, but either a defensive back or linebacker is going to get up there.
The linebacker who came up fell down.
That'll happen.
Yep, in this part of the field or anywhere on the field. Either down and 3.
I think you want to get, in fact, Steve Young's taking a timeout now. I think you want to get the ball out of there quickly by throwing it to the wide receivers.
49ers and Dallas both have 2 timeouts remaining. Trivia question. What NFC Championship game has had the most Pro Bowl players in it? What NFC Championship game has had the most Pro Bowl players in it? 3rd and 3 on the Dallas 27. Young on the quarterback draw.
Dangerous. Whoa. That was an option quarterback draw. Try and change your mind and throw a pass. Whoop. I don't know where that one came from.
He might have been over the line of scrimmage. In fact, look at the Cowboy coaching staff on the other side of the field.
I think he was going to run the draw here. Then he got up there and he saw that they read the draw, and so he just threw it out there to Brent Jones. There's a line of scrimmage there. Let's see if he's up. I think he's about right at the line of scrimmage when he threw that one.
When he let it go.
Yeah, but that was just changing your mind. That was going to that was going to be a draw play all the way.
4th and 3. And again, no running backs for Young. This time he gets it to Brent Jones, and they get a first down.
Yeah, Brent Jones was open on the draw, so he threw it to him. Again,
that Aflac trivia question. The NFC Championship game. The answer is today's NFC Championship game features 20 1994 Pro Bowl selections. That's the most ever.
And that's what makes this, game so big, is that you not only have the 2 best teams in football, but you got most of the best players in football, or a big part of the best players in football.
2 of them involved in that last completion. Young to Jones. Hand off to Ricky Waters.
Yeah, you're going to look at this first half, though, and you know about those 3 turnovers, and that turned into 21 points. But I still say if there's any turning point or anything that was bad in that first half, it was that last time the Cowboys had that ball. When they get 3rd and 10 and run a draw to Emmitt Smith and then go miss a field goal, I go, wow, that's bad football.
At the 12-yard line.
Yeah. That is not championship football. And that's where they put the old balls, and here's the new footballs. So these are the ones they haven't used yet but are ready. And this guy holds them. And he has the towels. And they're doing a good job of keeping the footballs dry.
Here's Young throwing high in the direction of Jerry Rice. Now that guy does what?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And see what they do is they throw a no one in, and then they give that guy a new one. And then as long as those towels are dry, he can wipe them off. But if sometimes, if it's really raining, those towels get wet, and then the guys get stuck on dumb, and then they just keep drying the ball off the wet towel.
3rd and 8. San Francisco leading Dallas 21-7. Waters behind Young. Steve Young fires up the middle. Almost a touchdown to Jerry Rice. He had it and lost it. Young was a little high, but Rice normally.
But this is what you have to do. I mean, it gets 3rd down, then you throw it to your best receiver in the end zone. Here's Jerry Rice. He's running a slant. Again, that's double coverage. He runs right by Brock Marion, number 31, who was supposed to help, and it ends up the closest guy is Kevin Smith. But I think that's the way you're supposed to play football. I mean, you go down there, boom, you get it, you try and get it to your best receiver. If it doesn't work, then you tried your best.
You give him a chance. This is Doug Bryan from 34 yards out, trying for a field goal, and he hits it. And the 49ers move ahead 24-7 with 5:54 left in the 2nd quarter. Festivities, guys. That's a different kind of cookout.
Well, yeah, because they have, it's right here. Fisherman's Wharf is right down the street, so they just bring the old lobsters there.
All right, B.
You throw them in a bucket and you cook them, and then you bring them out, then you grill them. Boy, you can't beat that. Look at that big old meat and lobster. Whoa, what a meal those guys are having.
They look good.
That's a good group. I wonder where they are.
Kevin Williams and Brock Marion back deep for Dallas. Doug Bryan for the 5th time will kick off. And a low bouncing kick. Kevin Williams. Outside to about the 36. Last year in Lillehammer, the world watched as they competed for gold. Tuesday, Nancy Kerrigan and Oksana Bayou go toe-to-toe in a rock and roll rematch that could only happen on Fox. Join the world's greatest skaters for Fox's Rock and Roll Figure Skating Championship Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, here on Fox. The NFC Championship game. Dallas 1st and 10 at their own 37. Novacek is the man in motion, and Aikman goes back to throw. Gets it outside to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt gets across the 40-yard line. Stopped by Gary Plummer.
We were talking to Troy Aikman last night. We asked him about last year's championship game and the day before and how he felt the day before. He said he doesn't even remember the day before. Remember last year's championship? Yeah. He got knocked out, didn't remember the championship game, played the next week in the Super Bowl, didn't remember the Super Bowl game. And he said that he couldn't remember what happened the day before the championship game.
2nd down. Aikman a throw. Pass caught by Jade Novacek as they move across midfield. Here's what a result of a hit to the head that caused Aikman that condition you were talking about. Watch Dennis Brown's knee.
Yeah, number 96 right there. The right knee and the helmet. He went out of that game. Bernie Kosar finished the game.
Yeah.
He played the next week in the Super Bowl and said he didn't remember that. But he didn't even remember what happened before that happened to him.
That's
Boy,
scary.
those are scary things. Yeah. They really are.
He gives to Emmitt Smith. Smith across the 49-40, stopped by Rhett Hall at about the San Francisco 39. Lee Woodall.
Yeah, you have the feeling that the Cowboy offensive line is getting control of this 49er defense now, and that Emmitt Smith is getting a little more confidence in that torn hamstring.
Clock running down to 4 minutes now. 24-7, 2nd and 5. Aikman fake to Smith, rolls right, throws back to Novacek, a tight end screen, and Novacek stays on his feet, still on his feet. Novacek fights down to the 19-yard line. Plummer and Norton down in the area.
You know, watch this. He starts off like he's going to block. You see, he comes down, then he kind of hides, then he's going to sneak across. The action, the bootleg went to that side. He sneaked across. The lineman sneaked out with him. How 360-pound guys sneak anywhere, I have no idea. But they did, and then he just kept running. Rhett Hall missed him. Deion Sanders missed him, and it turned into a pretty big play.
1st and 10, Dallas at the San Francisco 20. Aikman back to throw it. Batted down at the line of scrimmage, I believe, by Bryant Young.
You talk about a guy who has made a pretty big impact on things. It's been this guy right here. Bryant Young is a rookie. Starts on a stunt. You push, you push, you push. And then when you see the guy throw, you just get your hand up. He's working against Derek Kennard. He sees the ball going back, sees Aikman ready to throw it, and just gets that right hand up in that throwing lane and takes it away.
2nd and 10. They fake a reverse. They run a reverse. Kevin Williams almost broke away from a tackle by Tim Harris. If he had, he could have gotten in the end zone.
You're right. That was a big play by Tim Harris. I mean, that guy, the contained guy, has to. Here's Tim Harris here. The action starts this way, and then the reverse is going to come back. He has to play it. When they start away, you have to check and look for reverse. Watch Tim Harris here. He sees him go away, and then he just waits and waits and waits. And right there, he makes that play that could have saved a touchdown.
3rd down. And about 6. Here comes a blitz from San Francisco, but Aikman fires, caught by Irvin in front of Sanders, out of bounds at the 5.
That's one of the great matchups in football. Two of the great players in football. Michael Irvin, one of the best receivers. Deion Sanders, the best cover corner, playing man-to-man tight coverage. It doesn't get any better than this. Michael used his hands, getting a little push. Troy Aikman, the minute that Michael Irvin made that cut, the ball was right there. A lot of it was Michael Irvin. A lot of it was a pass protection, and a big part of it was Troy Aikman.
2-minute warning. 1st and goal, Dallas at the 49er 4.5-yard line. outside of Los Angeles, over Candlestick Park. Took 18 straight hours of flying to fly from L.A. up here to Candlestick. 18 hours. That's how bad the weather's been in this area. And the winds and the rain and what have you.
It's all uphill, too.
Yep.
You know, Blimp is kind of like a big old offensive lineman. You know, kind of like a Kennard or Nate Newton.
Number 60, 61.
Yeah, they don't go anywhere fast. And they can't sneak anywhere either.
But they can be effective.
Very, very effective.
Cowboys going a quick count. Emmitt Smith is going to get in the end zone. The 49er defense was unsettled. They were still shifting around when Emmitt took it in.
Like you said, that was a good play there in that situation. Makes you think back to the last time they were running down there and they ran that draw. But watch how they catch them switching. Watch the 49er defense. You see they're moving back and forth, adjusting, and then they go on that quick count. The 49ers weren't ready for any kind of play, and the Cowboys did some good running and some good blocking.
What a good lead by Daryl Johnston to take out Deion Sanders. He just rode him backwards.
Just put him right on his back. The first thing that hit the ground, I think, was the back of the 2 and the back of the 1.
Bonio for the extra point is good, and it's 24-14. San Francisco by 10 as they hook up Emmitt again.
Right, and you know, it seems to be working. He told us last night that he was going to play a smarter game, and he was going to stay more in control and try and get through the whole game. And I thought after we finished talking to him, I thought, yeah, I had to feel he's going to play this whole game. And then how about the plays that Michael Irvin made, that one up for the touchdown? That kind of got him all started. And then that out that he ran man-to-man on Deion Sanders. And a heck of a catch on that sideline.
And then that block, that lead block on the touchdown by Daryl Johnston. That too on Deion Sanders.
And so they're going after. I mean, just watch Daryl Johnston here. There's Nate Newton, and here comes Daryl Johnston right there. He just, right there it is, right there. He just takes him right back out of the picture, knocks him right off the picture. He was in the picture, and boom, he hit him, and then he knocked him right off the picture.
Bonio looking for a dry spot to kick off. Dexter Carter back deep for San Francisco. 49ers unsettled on that touchdown by Smith. Now he's got the T sideways.
That's what that quick count was good for. I mean,
Yep.
they were moving and shifting, and then they also had a quick count going against them and some pretty good blocking.
Of course, the danger of a soccer-style kicker in a situation like this is you have to plant that left foot, and he can slip down in that mud. He gets it off. Good kick. Dexter Carter retreats all the way to the 1. And he's got an alley. Carter tripped up at the 35. Don't forget, coming up next week, the event of the year, the All-Madden team, the Little Caesars All-Madden team, the 11th annual. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, well, you know, we even have special food. You know, when we're going to feed our guys, we take them to this place right here, and we got our own cooks. You wonder who's cooking that stuff?
Boy, it looks good.
Yeah, well, you know, it's called the stuff.
Oh, it is hot. I better not bite that just yet. But, yo, this is it. A Capel Deli.
Young fires up midfield to Brent Jones, and he gets the 49er first down to the 49. Stopped by Robert Jones.
Yeah, that was Nate. He was in the kitchen there making those stubs, and that's what, remember, Troy Aikman brought us one of those things.
They are good. Young back quickly, has time, throws out of bounds in the direction of Jerry Rice, incomplete. Covered by Kevin Smith.
Yeah, one of the things about both these teams is that they're not that running game, you know, defense, ball control. When the Cowboys and the 49ers play, it's going to be a shootout. And that's why, again, that play, when, you know, without beating it to death, when they ran that third down draw and then missed a kick, that kind of surprised me because that's unlike the Cowboys and unlike the 49ers. But this, what we're seeing right here, is like the 49ers and Cowboys. Open it up.
2nd and 10. The 49ers not trying to run out any clock. Young goes back to throw. Wide open is Ricky Waters, and he just dropped it. Nobody even close. Ricky Waters just left it on the ground.
I'll tell you one thing. The pass rushers in this game have been having a difficult time.
Yeah.
So you can say it's the field for the pass rushers, or you can say that it's the offensive lines are having a good game. But watch the offensive line here, just picking up the stunts. Haley starts to the outside. Steve Wallace is staying with him. Jesse just puts his guy to the outside, gives Steve Young a good lane.
3rd and 10, 3 wide receivers. Nate Singleton in the game for San Francisco. Again, Young has time and wheels it out of bounds. Incomplete. High over the head of Brent Jones, but again, his protection was reasonably good.
Yeah, and he needed some help that time because Charlie Haley's going to be here. He's going to take an inside move here. In fact, when Wallace comes, Haley runs right over him. But what they do is they're going to bring their center to the side of Charles Haley. You see Bart Oates comes to that side. You see that? So you get 2 on Haley. Haley runs over one, and then you get your center to take the outside guy. So you end up 3 on 2.
Dallas has nobody deep. They're going to come after this one. Wilmsmeyer back to punt. Standing sideways. Got it out of there in a hurry. Nobody deep for the Cowboys. And the ball's going to drop dead right there. 49ers down it at the Dallas 16.
That's one thing. When football hits mud, it'll become dead.
(24-14). 49ers over the Cowboys. There's the halftime show
right
set.
up there. It's nice to see him here. It's nice to see the guys. Look, they're getting ready. There's JB. There's Terry.
I saw a couple of them live already.
Yeah, there's Howie. There's Jimmy. Look at them. They're getting their faces on. Rubbing their hands. Sometimes you rub your hands like that and you freshen up and it goes right to your brain to help you talk.
1 minute and 2 seconds left as Aikman goes back to throw it. He was hit just as he let it go. It's almost picked off by the 49ers' Toy Cook. He had a clear track down the sideline if he did.
That looked like it was the last shot out of the Roman candle. I mean, that ball just came flopping up in the air, and it was a jump ball for anyone. But you see what happens. Just as he was throwing that ball, it looked like his arm got deflected, and then he went sideways. You know, like a pitcher throws a curveball, and it came out of there like a curveball that got away from a wild left-hander.
That went behind the batter. Here's Aikman again. This time, the rush again comes, and again he throws it away. Aikman is hit down, gets slowly to his feet. Bryant Young on him again.
Well, we were just talking about how it was, and then Bryant Young. Here's Bryant Young right here, number 97. See, he starts a little stunned. He starts to the inside, then he works to the outside, but it was pretty good coverage. Aikman had to hold that ball a little longer than he wanted to. And then he was just trying to throw it away. I mean, that was about his 4th read. He had a 1-2-3 read, and 4 was throw it out of bounds.
3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Harper is left, covered by Sanders. A pump fake. Aikman goes over the head of Michael Irvin, and they'll have to punt it. 42 seconds left in the first half.
I was going to say that surprises me a little there that they didn't run that one because the 49ers are now going to get the ball back.
And get it back in pretty good shape.
And Steve Young is going to go for it again. You know, like I said, Ernie Zampese, he's opening that thing up now, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys. And, you know, Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator of the 49ers, is going to.
John Jett back to punt it. Dexter Carter deep for San Francisco. Weak kick by Jett. Bounces back, and the Cowboys hit it. Rocket loose. The Cowboys touched it first. And so the 49ers will take over at about the Dallas 39-yard line with time left, 30 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Half analysis. Chargers and Steelers report.
Chargers upsetting the Steelers. Here's Young. Gives on a trap to Floyd.
Jeffcoat wrestles him to the ground. 49ers have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah,
they just took one of them.
Right, and all they need is a pass completion or two, and they're in position for a pretty good field goal. In fact, right here would be about a 52-yarder if they had to kick it here, and that'd be tough because it's on a tough field. But that's what they're talking about now, is all they need is a first down to get another field goal here.
The day itself has turned out to be exceptionally good after a weeks of rain, but the field at Candlestick is showing the effects of all that moisture that they've had in this area. John, you've been here most of the time.
Yeah, and it's been raining all the time, and I say this, that these guys have really done an excellent job with this field, because you know, with all that rain, they played here last week, that it had to be bad. This has to be a bad field, but I think within the context of this has to be a bad field, I think it's pretty darn good.
Of course, they had a playoff game against the Bears last week, and it was wet then, so they cut it up pretty good. 2nd and 6, and Young is back to throw. William Floyd, who goes about 240. Got that first down.
Steve Young had to use that timeout. He couldn't get his team up there. He was trying to save that last timeout.
They have no more.
Yep, he had to use it. He was trying to get it and save it, but he couldn't get the team up there. So now what he has to do, now he has to throw the ball in the end zone or to the sidelines, because I don't think you'll have the time to take a chance, you know, of a ball being caught and get up there and get your field goal team out there.
13 seconds left. Brian getting ready. His long has been 48 yards. This would be shorter than that.
The Cowboys have given the 49ers every opportunity in this first half, from some of the plays they called to the 3 turnovers, and to only be down 24-14. I think that they can take some confidence into the locker room on that.
Well, they've been able to move the ball. When they had the patience to do that and didn't turn it over. 2 tight ends. Young goes back to throw, going deep. With Jerry Rice covered by Brown. Touchdown. Touchdown. Young to Rice.
If the Cowboys didn't run it out when they had it, they didn't put anyone back on the punt. You thought they were going to run it out. They didn't. They gave the 49ers an opportunity. They had a bad punt, and when you give the 49ers an opportunity, they're going to go after you. Here's Larry Brown. The 49ers said he's the guy that we're going to work on deep, and if you're going to work on him deep, work on him with Jerry Rice. A little out and a little up and a perfect pass. Who can they go for you?
He just went right by him.
And Jerry Rice on Larry Brown is no matchup. The Cowboys don't have a chance on that one.
Bryan for the extra point, which is good, and it's 31-14.
And the 49ers have been living with that thing, and Steve Young has had that butt on his back for a long time. Yeah, where they say, well, Steve Young, you know, he hasn't been to a Super Bowl yet. He can't win the big one. And you can just see when you do something like that, that all those things start to just fall off your back.
Yep.
And having a guy like Jerry Rice helps too.
They used 5 seconds. They snapped the ball with 13. Now they're 8. 45 points scored in the first half.
Yeah, we were talking about that just before it happened, that the 49ers don't have that play in their playbook, that kneel down play at the halftime.
I don't know what that means.
Nope, and they're going to go for it. And then maybe because they had to use that last time out, they had to throw the ball to the end zone, so that made them throw the ball to Jerry Rice. Someone says, smile, George, smile.
Well, they had to throw it in the end zone.
Yeah, he had to throw it in the end zone, which became a negative thing for the Cowboys because they threw it to Jerry Rice on Larry Brown. And now the 49ers at this point can just take over this game, and the Cowboys have to go in thinking, holy moly, what just hit us there at the end?
And they should have really never had an opportunity to do that.
Now, once, you know, on that punt return, when they didn't put anything back, I thought that was their decision. Let's just go in at halftime the way we are.
And San Francisco will get the second half kickoff.
That's what Michael Irvin, I think I mean, that whole Cowboy sideline is upset with that.
Ball blew off the tee as Brian approached it. And the whistles blow, and they'll do it again. There goes William Floyd, headed for the locker room for San Francisco a little early.
Yeah, you know, we talked about rookies that have helped this 49er team. We know about the veterans. We talked about Bryant Young. And on the offensive side, this guy right here, William Floyd, has really been a big addition to this 49er team.
They bounce a kick down to Kevin Williams. And he gets out to about the 46-yard line. And the clock shows 3 seconds remaining. And a little bit of a shoving match starts to break out again. Matt Vanderbeek in the middle of things. Here's William Floyd headed for the locker room.
How about Michael Irvin, how upset he was? And I think that's saying, you know, he probably felt that, you know, that the 49ers had the momentum, and then the Cowboys, I thought, got the momentum back, and then the 49ers got it back from them again.
Michael Irvin back into the huddle with 3 seconds to go. Now you got to take a shot at the end zone. Certainly. Or do you just run it out?
No, I think you just throw one of those things up, you know, because the half can't end on a penalty, so you hope for a completion or a defensive penalty.
Aikman's going to try it. Lewis goes deep to Harper and lets him jump. Incomplete. Maybe intercepted. It was intercepted by the 49ers, but that's academic. Aikman took a pretty good shot.
Yeah, he did take a good shot. Watch Troy Aikman. He steps up, and just as he throws that, Tim Harris hit him, and I think he took more of a shot when he hit the ground and wobbled a little.
That's the end of the first half with the score San Francisco 31, Dallas 14. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as this Fox NFL special will continue after this message and a word from your local Fox station. Kickoff to start the second half. Dexter Carter. Fumble. Ball loose. Dallas has it. It was a short kick by Bonio. Adam Walker fielded it and lost it. And Dallas has it. Dave Thomas made the recovery.
As you say, the short kick, he never did get it under control. And it just bounced right off his chest. And then Adam Walker, and then when he went to pick it up, he got hit just as he went to pick it up, and the ball bounced out of there. And I'm sure that Joe Avizano, the special teams coach of the Cowboys, I'm sure that's what they talked about, that we need a big play. You know, we got to change this thing. We had the momentum, then they took it away from us again, and we got to go get it back.
They get a break. Dallas first down. Emmitt Smith just gets a couple. Dana Stubblefield and Bryant Young converge. Those two are really the foundation now and the foundation in the future of the San Francisco defense.
It's interesting. They paid a lot of money. They brought in a Ken Norton. They brought in a Ricky Jackson. They brought in Richard Dent, who, by the way, isn't even active today. They brought in Deion Sanders and all those guys. Deion Sanders has been real big. But maybe the most dominant player for him has been the rookie Bryant Young as a defensive tackle.
Alvin Harper split out to the left, and Aikman back to throw it. Gets it to Irvin. And Irvin leans back for enough for a first down for Dallas. Aikman was hit again after he let it go.
Yeah, but he had pretty good time, though. I mean, I think that now his offensive line is giving him pretty good protection. I mean, that right side's having a little problem. You see, he had time. He looked right. He came back left, and he really didn't get hit until that ball was out of there. In fact, that was Bryant Young that hit him, and that was pretty close to a late hit.
1st and 10 at the 15. And Michael Irvin out and holding his wrist.
That was the same wrist that he hurt last week.
Emmitt Smith hit right at the goal, right at the line of scrimmage after maybe he got a yard and knocked backwards. And again, let's send you down to Matt Millen.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. I talked to Ernie Zampini, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, as he was coming out at halftime. I said, any adjustments you have to make? He says, yeah, two. We can't turn the ball over, and we have to get some of our own. And so far, the plan's working. Pat?
Thanks, Matt. They got one. As Adam Walker fumbled that second half kickoff. Dallas has its 2nd and 10 at the 15. They've got to throw it. Aikman wheels it out to Harper. To Irvin, I beg your pardon, knocked down by Deion Sanders.
And Deion Sanders won that battle. That was the same one earlier. Remember in the first half, we got this thing going here, and it's going to come out here and being out. Tight man-to-man coverage. Michael Irvin in the first half caught that one. You see him get his right hand up there and push it off. Deion played that perfectly. Rode with him and then just stuck that left hand in there and got it. He even played the push-off.
That's good coverage.
And Michael Irvin pushed him off. He played it and reacted back from it.
3 wide receivers. The 49ers showing blitz. Aikman rushed, gets it off to the 10, and a flag on the play.
And I think that one is going to be roughing the passer there. I think they came close earlier with Bryant Young, and I think they're going to call that one.
Ken Norton in a shouting match with Emmitt Smith. They came close, you're right.
Yeah, they came close earlier, hitting Troy Aikman, I think, after he threw the ball. And I think that they may have called this last one.
Ricky Jackson doesn't like whatever the call is, so.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 57. A blow to the head. A blow to the head. First down.
You're going to see, here's Ricky Jackson up here, number 57, working on Larry Allen. Now, Troy Aikman throws the ball, but it wasn't the late hit that they call. It's a blow to the head. Watch number 57, Ricky Jackson, take a swing with the right hand right there. You see him, and he just hit Troy Aikman right in the head.
1st and goal, Dallas at the 5. Ricky Jackson playing this game, as John Madden said, for an awful lot of money.
$838,000.
Emmitt Smith gets to the 1.
Emmitt Smith's letting it all hang out. I mean, you know, he was talking about control running, and control running doesn't include jumping and then landing on your feet and have to push off again. I think Emmitt Smith says, you know, throw that hamstring out. Let's not worry about that. Let's just go get it. Because on that run, he did.
Well, a great runner like Smith does so much by instinct. When you have to stop and think about what you're doing, you're not the same runner.
Yeah, and he's a tough guy. I mean, you never question that.
Stone has replaced Allen in the offensive line. Emmitt Smith, touchdown, Dallas.
Well, it just shows you it's amazing what turnovers do. We saw the 49ers get the turnovers, boom, 3 touchdowns, 21 points. The second half, the Cowboys come out, they get that turnoff, boom, 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 right down there, and Emmitt Smith takes it in.
2 touchdowns, not a lot of yardage for Emmitt. Not up to his standards.
He's a warrior. I'll take him on my team anytime. Anytime.
Chris Bonio for the extra point. Novacek's the holder. The extra point is good. And Dallas has narrowed the gap to 10.
Candlestick Park. Pat Summerall with John Madden. 31-21. San Francisco leads by 10.
The 49ers got up in a hurry, 21-0. Dallas got a turnover on the opening kickoff of the second half by Bonio, who's still looking for a dry spot. 28 of the 52 points in this contest have come as a result of turnovers.
Well, you know, that was what Matt Miller was talking about. Ernie Zampese says is we have to stop giving them and start getting them, and that's so true. I mean, these teams are so evenly matched that it's going to boil down to turnovers. Getting or given.
Boniol approaches and kicks. A good deep kick to Dexter Carter at the 7. Carter stepped away from one tackler. And down he goes at the 30. James Washington.
Pat, let's watch this. Here's Mark Tuinei. Here's Bryant Young. Here's Ken Norton. Now, this is what you call a goal line block. When you have a tackle fire out, knock the guy off the line and into the other guy. I mean, watch Tuinei. He's going to fire into his guy right here, get Bryant Young going backwards, knock Bryant Young right into Ken Norton, and knock Ken Norton down. Now, that's how you get touchdown. When your left tackle can flatten, pancake two guys, you're going to get 6.
Here's Young. Gets it to Floyd. And Floyd gets about 4. The turnovers, 4 by Dallas, 1 by San Francisco, and the result.
Yeah, and that 4th turnover, I think that the 49ers had was that last play at the half. So they didn't. Right. Then the 49ers didn't have a chance to make any points out of that. But that was a goal line block by old Mark Tuinei. That's why he's going to the Pro Bowl.
2nd and 5. Waters and Floyd behind Young. They give to Ricky Waters. Waters breaks out of the Dallas defense, still on his feet. San Francisco first down, hard running by Ricky Waters.
A good block by Jesse Sapolo, too. Watch this. Here's Waters right here. Here's Jesse Sapolo. He's going to come through here. Waters, you get right in behind your guard, and he hits the hole right after Jesse opens it up. You see 61 come, and boom, he gets the block right there. And then when he blocks Robert Jones, Ricky Waters runs right off Jesse Sapolo's block.
First down, San Francisco. Young. Floyd stood up by Chad Hennings.
Well, this is good hitting weather, too, and there's some good hitting going on down there.
Godfrey Miles, who replaced Dixon Edwards. Edwards out earlier with a dislocated shoulder.
You know what makes good hitting weather is when the rain hits the ground and becomes mud. You know, and then everyone's kind of slopping around down there and grunting and groaning, and you know, you get mud and stuff flying and gang tackles and scrums and quagmires.
Well, it's happened. Here's Steve Young with plenty of time. And open, John Taylor. And they move into Dallas territory. 49ers look unstoppable when they put it in the air.
And especially when they throw over here. You know, this is the area that they want to work. They said that they were going to work Larry Brown, and that's what they do. And Larry Brown is so worried about that deep pattern that when you're running out, Larry Brown's covering the up. When you're running up, he's covering the out. They got him playing sideways now.
1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 38. 31-21 the score. Waters and Floyd behind Steve Young. Over the head of Ricky Waters.
I'll tell you one thing, that left side of the 49er offensive line, Jesse Sapolo, we just showed on a run block, and Steve Wallace have been doing an excellent job. It's the first time they've played. They've had trouble, but right here I'm talking about this side here against this group. Here's the best pass rushers of that Cowboy defense. And that left side has been doing a pretty good job. You see Jesse there. You see Steve Wallace there. They got pretty close to Steve Wallace that time, but basically they've been doing a good job.
They made him throw high. Somebody moved. I think it was Jesse Sapolo who moved before the snap.
Yep, it always shows. I mean, those guys don't get pointed out a lot. Then you point them out, and then bad stuff happens to them.
Offense prior to the snap, number 61, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Brings up a 2nd and 15, 2-time Pro Bowl selection, Jesse Sapolo.
Yeah, Jesse's thinking, geez, I made that block that sprung Ricky Waters, and I got pushed a little by Leon Lett and